Familia, happy Saturday, everyone. Has you ever felt that like you're just stuck in neutral? You're just a little bit aimless right now in this era of your life because perhaps things aren't going your way, or you might have gotten laid off recently, or you might have gotten some bad news about a family member, or you're just feeling a little bit purposeless. In this segment, I want to talk about a way you can work through that and short circuit that feeling of malaise. I think what happens when you're in that state is you've probably suffered some sort of loss or failure, and you actually mentally lose a lot of dopamine. So it means you lose a lot of motivation. Dopamine is the motivation molecule. You might have heard a lot, like when you do something and you release dopamine, you get more driven and hungry to get to the end and stuff like that. So the one thing I've learned is in that scenario, you have to be better about planning. And the reason I say that is usually, like, if you're out of work, for instance, you don't have a lot of structure to your day. So you tend to, like, your mind starts to wander and you get distracted. And that's happened to me where I feel kind of like I'm not making an impact. And then I look at social media and I compare to myself to other people. I'm like, man, what am I doing in my life? But that's not the end of it, right? What you need to do, or what I've learned for myself, is I need to come up with a plan. And what happens is in that plan, give myself small micro goals to achieve, right? Every day. Maybe it's 10 things. But after you start doing one thing, you release dopamine and serotonin, which gives you a lot more inspiration and motivation to start continuing to feel productive and good about yourself. And it's like a snowball effect because you start to actually do bigger and better things, and you start to like have more creative insights about, as you're working towards those better things, how you can be different about accomplishing that goal. For example, if you're like searching for a job, you should probably give yourself like 5 to 10 applications you fill out per day. But as you're doing it, you'll start to notice small things about ways you can go above and beyond, like write a cover letter, apply on the actual company website, reach out to a contact at that firm. And that's all part of you feeling driven and engaging this area of the brain called the prefrontal cortex, which is about critical thinking. So you're much less reacting, but since you set that plan, you feel like you're proacting and you're actually taking charge of the situation, and life isn't just throwing you around, but you're in control. I found that's like a much better way to feel like I have purpose for three reasons. One, I feel like I've actually accomplished something, right? So even when you're working, you feel like you've actually been productive, you've gotten something done. Two, I feel like I'm working towards something bigger. Those small little goals you've set yourself, usually they should all compound on each other towards something larger. So in this instance, it's finding a job. And three, I start to also give myself a lot of structure. And that helps me feel like I'm wasting less time. Because I think time wasting happens when you never knew what you were doing in the first, like what you needed to do in the first place. So you don't know if what you're engaging in is even worthwhile. But if you've already created a plan, all you have to do is execute. And as you execute, usually it gets better and you start to learn and you start to get results. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. So if you like this video, hit like, subscribe, and I look forward to talking to you guys soon.